Suppose it's loud. I'm not even loud. It's pretty fucking loud. Uh, yeah. I mean, we'll have to. There's a park right over here, right across the street that I get into. And just walk in. I'll have a rock star with me. Uh, Sip on that when I get to chat. Besides, it's gonna take a couple minutes for anyone to get money anyway. And I got a decision to make, pretty big one. So, is it even a park? There's like nothing in it. It says it's a park. Where do I sit? I can't see anything. It's like, do you? You know? 'Cause I can't see shit. There's no actual area to sit down. Oh, well, there's a bench right there. I was hoping for the table. Maybe I'll probably go a bit deeper into it because this is all I got to work with. There's a tree. It's gated off, so no one touches the tree. Kind of wonder why. There's a sign over here that says something. I've never really been over here before. I've been in this city though. That's it. Probably something I'm gonna touch bases with. Caution protection zone. Is what it says? Oh. The city desires to preserve this very old oak tree and protect park visitors because it's of its condition. The tree or branch may fall and could cause serious injury or death. We have fenced this area for both the tree's protection and yours. Stay outside and away from the fence, and thank you for being safe. That is a big ass tree, and I can understand because like it looks like there's one branch right there. It's already fallen off. It's a badass tree though. Must have taken at least like 100 years to grow. I don't know much about trees, but fuck, man. So this is the city, the town, however you want to perceive it to be. Potentially, I've been willing to, and that's why I wanted to sit down and talk about because I just saw the place that was open to me, and they wanted me to move into it. I'm right next to the freeway, so I'm like, that sucks. Anyway, not freeway, but main road. But they're asking for a decent amount of money for it, but they're not asking for like no background check or anything like that as well. Um, and this is just to mainly get my thoughts out and what's been going on. So it's going to be a little bit sporadic because a lot's been going on. A lot of good. And when I say it's a lot of good, and when I have as much responsibility as I do now, as compared to about maybe a couple months back, there's some like responsibilities I have to adhere to now because I've been doing a great job at within my work life. And my best friend, he took me aside and he was like, "Look, I have to be honest with you, man. You know, first off, moving out from where I'm living right now is the best for me. It's also the best for him. He doesn't necessarily mind me, but it's also, I fucking need my own space. Um, that's pretty much how it is. It's not my personality per se, but it's also, um, I'm a 34-year-old man that's losing his hair, kind of ordeal, and and I'm making okay money. You know, like it's a place I can afford. Like it, I wouldn't be like rich or anything, but um, it's also a place to where like if I had to myself, for at least for a while, I wouldn't feel the need to go much where else because it is one bedroom, one bath. Um, the only thing is that my area would not have a kitchen. I would have to go into the main house for a kitchen. It's essentially it's an in-law unit. Um, the city would not, from what they told me, allow for them to build a kitchen in it. So it'd be my own separate area. But when I talked with the people, there's only 2 to 3 other people living there. A single mom of 2 children, and she was like, "Yeah, you can pretty much do whatever you want in here. I don't really care." I'm like, "You know what? That sounds fantastic." So um, I let her know, like, I'm not a smoker. She's good. She was happy to hear that. And I said, "But I am a drinker. I don't get rambunctious or anything like that, but I am a drinker. And when I play video games, I like to have my beer, maybe a cocktail in there." She's like, "I don't care." I'm like, "That's good. That's exactly what I want." Um, so that's the upside of it. The downside of it is that I wouldn't be able to move into it until I believe January 1st. Uh, I believe. And that's like a financial base of it. After I got everything taken care of, um, the way I would get to work is pretty much the way I'm walking now. But it'd be a bike, and it'd be about like maybe a 30-minute bike ride. Um, or I could take the city bus. And that's just by means of saying, "Hey, I don't have a car, but I have this place I can afford and all the food and beer I can drink." And then I'm saving money on top of that. So without having a vehicle in California, because let's be real, man, it's bullshit. It's essentially you pick one or the other. The other route to be would just be getting my license for the first time in 10 years and living out of a mobile home, and I don't want to do that. You know, I'd rather just be under a roof and be secure, be on my up to essentially doing this. Um, and being a polite and decent human being, which I firmly believe I am. Um, that's where I'm at right now, like in my head, because of let's be open the floor about it too. I am an alcoholic. When I drink, I drink. I'm just a different kind now. Like there would be plenty of days where I could just go out and have a couple, and I'll be okay with that and be done with it. Um, but once I get into one of my moods, like that's the one thing I turn to is like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy some beer, tell the world to fuck off. Which, if you see my videos in hotel rooms, that's exactly what I'm doing. And some people need that ventilation, some people don't. I tend to need that. Um, but the amount of money that I've spent on hotel rooms would be pretty equivalent to what I'd be spending down, and that's including utilities and stuff. Um, again, my own privacy, and I'd have my own full fridge, and I'd have my own dining area, my own sitting area, my own desk area, everything else. It's just there's no kitchen, so I would have to go into the main house to use the kitchen if I desired to do that. Um, yeah, that's essentially what I'm going for. And like, if I, because I have my beer glasses, if I ever want to wash my beer glass, I would have to use my bathroom, which I've done before. I don't really care. Um, The other things like their internet service provider is Xfinity, which is a grade down to what I'm used to. I don't know how much I can do with that. I do know that the wall, to where I'm at, the wall next to it has the modem, so I could be right next to the modem if I feel that necessity to do so, and be okay with it. And then after that, the money issue. Again, I'd have the money by January 1st, and then I offered that, if I can get the security deposit between now and the middle of December, which I can, then I'd be able to do just that. It's just a matter of me needing the time to do it, to get the money together and just say, here you go. Yeah. So that's essentially where I'm headed at in my head. As of now, up until that point, I told myself no alcohol, and my best friend told me, "Hey, don't go out drinking, otherwise we're gonna have to work something else out." But ideally, by January, everything should be covered up. But the only reason why he's telling me to not drink any alcohol, and we had a pretty long discussion about this, is that he sees me as kind of like an obnoxious drinker. Like, I annoy him a little bit, but he accepts it because when I'm sober, he enjoys my company. So he's like, "Yeah, you're just not that great drunk." I don't know. I don't like it. And while other people on here, they tend to get a kick out of it. So I mean, to each their own. Drunken Ken is a different person, and he can be very cool, or he can be whiny. That's just the gist of it. And for me to move into here, that's kind of like what I have to accept myself as, because I won't be drinking every day, but I will be drinking like once a week. But I'd have my own area to do so. So I'm not going to lie about this either. There's been 2 jobs I had this year that just could not work out because I ended up calling out because I ended up getting my first check and celebrating. And then, I was like, "Oh man, I'm kind of sick. And it wouldn't be a big deal if I called out." And then they would just be like, "Nah, you're fired." Oh shit. That was 2 jobs like in the beginning of the year, but the last 2 jobs I had, they kind of fucked me over. So he was like, "No, I understand that." Well, I'm just saying, I've seen it happen before. He told me, "I've seen it happen before, and I just don't want you to go out there and do it again when you don't have anything to fall back on." Makes sense. So and that's kind of where I'm at. I know it's a little bit noisy. I know it's a little bit hard to hear. But yeah, I'd have to keep thinking about it because I want it. And the biggest thing for me is that I want that date to be here so I can live my own life. So that's pretty much about it. I mean, I'll keep thinking about it. There's also like the possibility that I can find a roommate at work. Because I've heard people like, "Yeah, this person has a room, this person has a room." But I think I'd be a lot happier if I spent the extra money to have my own like unit, not just a room. I don't want to go into anyone else's personal life and bothering them just because I want to, use a bathroom. I need, especially when I drink my own alcohol the way that I do when I do, I need my own bathroom. So like man's got to take a piss. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I really think that it can work out. So anyway, I'm going to continue walking. I'm going to have to end up finding I might have to pick up an Uber to work because that's what I'm heading towards. But I was thinking of just chilling somewhere and grabbing a bite to eat. But now that's like this late, like I have to be working like an hour. I don't know. But it looks nice around here. Like there's pine trees, other trees, that big ass tree, big fucking tree. So it's mostly like great stuff. Uh, and I've kind of like pushed myself away from others that kind of put me down a lot. And not just that, but I've pushed myself away from others that put other people down. So I'm just going to say it here and now. I'm not going to be able to justify anybody who talks shit about other people all the goddamn time, especially when I have my own panel open, like how I used to. I'm here for a good time, man. Like there's some motherfuckers around here, like how I used to be with Bounty and how other people like get drunk and talk shit about one another. I ain't having that. If I'm gonna be working, exercising, and exercising an hour a day for 5 days, working 40 hours a week, my home time when I stream, it's gonna be just cheers and beers. That's what's gonna be. And I've noticed like a lot of people talk a lot of shit on here, and I noticed that a lot of people get upset at each other, especially when there's alcohol involved. And I know there's people who drink every fucking day of their life, which is, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's fucking pathetic. Think about me when I lived how I lived about 2+ years ago. It's goddamn pathetic, and it only gets like that because the people who do so, they're not going anywhere. Like there's no personal development. All those motherfuckers are doing is getting drunk and then reminiscing about the past or being upset at others. So fucking who cares? It should be more eventful. When you hang out on these panels on YouTube, I remember a time when it wasn't about getting drunk and doing that shit. It was more eventful. Like, yeah, sure, you do a beer chug here and there, sure, but I mean, come on, you get drunk, you get pissy, you wake up in the morning, oh, what happened? I don't remember saying that. Fucking, and quit drinking for a while. Fucking pansy ass needing fucking alcohol every goddamn day, but you can't stay sober for a week, then you got a fucking problem. You know what I mean? When I tell people I can drink once a month, and I've shown it, I can. When I have my own place, it's probably gonna be more often because I work in a high volume kitchen. But I mean, if it came down to it, like I won't be drinking, the day before I have to work the next day. So I mean, and I know people who go into work hungover all the goddamn time on here. So it's, man, that ain't my bag, man. Really ain't. So you can be a scumbag here and there for a little bit, but there comes a point in time and when you gotta understand like how you reflect on others, you know, and then their fucking attitude and your attitude, and saying I don't care. Well, I don't like this person. Like I remember going into these hotel rooms, ranting about boundary observation, and as soon as I started doing that, and then I started to understand a little bit more of what I was actually doing. Um, I was obsessing over a loser. That's just the way it is. And I, after I started after I got done looking at him, I started looking at myself. And this is just an example. I can think of a couple people, but I started looking at myself and thinking, why would I waste my time with these jackasses who I don't like? You must be doing some sort of good. Maybe, I don't know, but like if I don't like them, then just tell them to fuck off. I've done that the same thing with my stream. My Twitch stream. I'll tell people to get the fuck out, but uh, especially when you play League, you kind of have to have a tough. You have to have tough skin for that game because a lot of people just troll and become toxic. But yeah, it's all like a perspective thing. As soon as the arguments happen and arguing about some dumb shit and people calling each other stupid ass names, that's where I'm just like, it's fucking dumb. I get tired of it. So that's where I'm at because like I'm not even though it's like a separate unit that I'm moving into, there's a chance that if I get loud enough, they can still somewhat hear me. So I'm not going to put up with that stress and deal with that. They'll ask what's going on. They won't get involved in my personal life, but I ain't dealing with that shit. So I'll just say very calmly, hey, calm down. Don't talk to me like that, etc., etc. I don't give a fuck how drunk I am. It's a new area. It's a new home. It's a place where I can actually put uh, my fucking coffee table at, my Victorian coffee table that I haven't used in 5+ years. And, you know, my own desk area that I can slowly upgrade. Stuff like that. You know? Anyway, I'm gonna head out. That's just an update from me to you. As it just got brighter all of a sudden. Jesus Christ, California, why? But yeah, that's just where I'm at. So I'll keep you guys posted. What's today, the 18th, right? So I mean, still got a ways to go. But it's either going to be that or I end up getting some room somewhere else. But we'll see. I have to weigh out my options. Until then, y'all take care now. Ugh. Best of luck. Don't be a dick.